Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Norma here. How are ya? Thanks for joining me this morning, and welcome to your Wednesday morning slow flow. So we're just about 2 minutes out, so if you've arrived today, welcome. If you're joining later to enjoy the class, welcome as well. So I've missed seeing you on your mats for the last 4 weeks, so looking forward to sharing this time together. A few reminders before we get started. You do need a comfortable surface to practice your session this morning, so a yoga mat or anything that's not a slippery surface that's comfortable when you lay down. No special props needed today. We're going to do an oldie but a goldie class that will let you breathe and flow and maybe start your day off on a different note this morning. So I will be providing different variations and choices, so you can take it up if you want to, or you can take it down. And also, if you just want to lay there and breathe and relax for the full 45 minutes, that's okay as well. So we are going to get started in just a moment. Remember to have some water nearby, looking for my water. Sips of water when you need it, rest when you need it. Always available to go back to your home base of child's pose or down dog. We are going to do a few flows today, a few vinyasas, because it is a flow class. And again, permission to do what your body's asking for this morning. What I'm doing is just an offering, and you can choose to participate in all the flows, maybe put some push-ups in there too if you want to, but obviously if you don't want to do that, that's okay as well. So finding a comfortable sit as you arrive. I'm going to be sitting up on a pillow for a few minutes just to have people join us. But those who have arrived, we're going to start in Shavasana, laying down on our backs. So taking these first few breaths to arrive. Maybe you've had a busy morning, or maybe you're just waking up. Take this time to arrive on your mat. Settling here for this 45 minutes of time that you've carved out for yourself. Letting any wiggles that may come, so you're feeling just right on your mat. Knowing that you're safely held here, supported by this community that we have created on our Wednesday mornings. Held by your mat, Mama Earth. And you can just be for the next 45 minutes. Can we inhale together in through your nose? Sigh, let it all go. Open your mouth. Allowing yourself to soften even more. Let's do this again. Inhaling. And exhaling. Sigh, open your mouth. Feeling your brows maybe soften. Maybe you weren't aware that maybe you were frowning. Letting the jaw relax, unclenching the biting surfaces of your teeth. And maybe when you do that, thinking about maybe letting your hips relax as well. That clenching your jaw is often found in your hips as well. Can you soften even more? Maybe turning the corners of your mouth up into a smile. Happy to be here. Feeling that familiar welcome of your yoga mat. Whether it's the first time you've rolled your mat out in a long time, or the first time this week, or the first time ever, feel that support, that you are safely held. Allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears and soften. And bringing your attention to your breath. Imagining that breath travel in through your nose, filling up your chest, maybe your belly. And then imagining it going out. So filling up with the inhale and exhaling, letting anything go. Just over these next few breaths, taking a scan of your body and see how you're feeling this morning. Awareness, never judgment. And offering your breath into any area that may be calling for some more attention today. Maybe a little bit more love. And see if you can let it go. I was going to return to the heart chakra, Anahana, today, where we left off in our series. So maybe in these last few moments before we start moving and breathing and going into our asanas, you maybe ask your heart, what do you need, heart? So if nothing comes, that's okay. Perhaps a word or a thought comes to mind. Our heart is our air element. Sometimes if we're stuck in our heart chakra, we may feel unbalanced or hurt. Maybe unable to forgive. And I know that this time in this pandemic, there's all kinds of feels that we're all experiencing. Maybe this is an opportunity to just ask yourself what you need in this moment. Forget about everything else. And follow your heart's desire. Let's inhale together one more time. Exhaling, sigh, let it all go. Slowly waking your body back up, bringing awareness, wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your wrists. And letting your right ear come to right shoulder. Massaging out the back of your head, back to center. Now over to the left side. Slow and steady, no rush in the world with morning yoga. Back to center. One more time, right ear, right shoulder. And back to center. And one more time, left side, left ear, left shoulder. Before coming back to center. Letting your hands come overhead, stretching your toes out long like you're just waking up from a long nap. Can you bring your knees into chest? And slowly rock from side to side, giving a little massage to your lower back. And taking your feet up to the ceiling now, keeping a bend to your knees because our legs are still cold. We're just warming up. Maybe rotating your ankles a little bit here. You can hold on to the back of your legs. Whatever's accessible. Giving those feet some love, those feet that support us through the day, and that will support us with our standing series this morning. Coming back to stillness. Big generous bend your knee, reaching through to your happy baby. So maybe you're reaching up to your pant legs, or maybe your toes are accessible. You scrub your peace fingers to your toes, or maybe you can take your hands to the outside of your feet. Whatever is accessible. Letting your shoulders and neck come down. Just finding this posture and playing with it a little bit. Maybe rotating from side to side, still massaging out your back. Or maybe bending generously into that right knee as you gently stretch out the left leg. Still micro bend to your leg. And switch if you're doing that. Bend to the left knee, straightening out the right leg. Slow and steady. Letting that go, taking your head and shoulders back off the mat, giving yourself a wee hug. Before starting to rock and roll along your spine and transitioning up into your tabletop position. Setting up for our tabletop position here. Starting with our alignment, making sure our fingers are splayed out wide on the mat. Shoulders on top of elbows, on top of wrists. And the inside eye of our elbows are facing forward. Toes can be tucked or can be flat on the mat. Let's travel through some cat-cows. Letting our belly sag, lifting our gaze, tails long behind you, cow. And exhaling, belly button to spine, curling up like that scary Halloween cat. Feeling your vertebrae open here. Link your breath with movement, inhaling, lengthening your spine, tails long behind you, cow. And making sure you're being gentle with your neck here, not overextending it. Travel through 2 more at your own breath. And adding any movement that your body may be craving. I always like to maybe shake out my shoulders at the top of my cat. Letting my head drop. Letting any tension drop off the neck into the mat. Letting it go. Let it go. Coming back to neutral spine. Can you extend your left leg long behind you? Balancing table. So setting up here, 3 points of contact. Can you drift your left foot off the ground? Like you're standing on the wall behind you, not sinking into your right hand or your right shoulder. This is feeling okay and you want to challenge your balance even a little bit more, extending that right hand long. Fingers are splayed long, wide. Even if it's just for a moment. Belly button to spine, engaging the core a little bit here. Letting right hand come down, left knee comes down, and let's wag our tail from side to side. Great job, guys. Second side. Extending the right leg long behind you now. Setting up, engaging that core. Taking right foot up long behind you like you're standing on the wall behind you. you can stay here. If again, you want to challenge your balance even more, extending that left hand now, fingers upright, not falling into that right hand or shoulder. Engaging your core, firing up your belly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, guys. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down, and shake your tail from side to side one more time. Taking your hands just a little bit forward on your mat, tucking your toes if they're not tucked. Can you bend generously into your knees before lifting your hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. So our first inversion here, great way to come into yourself. And once again, offer any authentic movement that your body may be craving here as we wake up our legs, maybe walking our tail from side to side. Let's bend generously into our left knee, engaging our right foot, inviting it down to the mat, feeling that stretch in the right leg, knowing that your heel may never touch the mat, and that's okay. We're just inviting it to the mat. And switching, right knee is now bent generously, left heel is invited to the floor. Still a micro bend in that left knee to protect it. What feels good here? Coming back up on our tippy toes, can we bend generously into our knees as we lift our hips high and settle back into a down dog, seeing the length that's created, pouring our heart through the window of our arms, biceps to ears, heart pouring forward. Can we inhale together? Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat. Can you travel there? You can tippy toe, you can take a big step, or maybe it's in your practice to jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, pouring in. We're rising all the way up. Bringing hands to heart center in our Tadasana pose, our mountain pose. So just taking this moment before we start our sun salutations to feel that connection with your feet to Mama Earth, grounding us here. And just maybe closing your eyes for a second. Just feeling that connection, if that feels safe. Can we inhale, rising up, bringing all that back into our heart. One more time, inhaling, this time bowing over your soft knees as you pour in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, plant your hands, step back to our first vinyasa. So honoring your body, high or low plank. I'm gonna come down to my knees for my first one, hugging our elbows to our sides, going all the way down, our Chaturanga Dandasana, our yogi push-up. For the first one, as we're thinking of our heart today, let's take our hands right off the side of our mat. They're by our forehead, up on our tented fingers. Can you breathe your heart up just to this baby cobra, and exhaling, let it go. Inhaling one more time, and down, letting your forehead come down. Last one, inhale all the way up, and exhale, planting your forehead back down, taking your hands back to by your shoulders, tucking your toes, pushing up through your table to your downward facing dog. So that is our flow, our vinyasa. So always an option to stay in your down dog or child's pose if that's not in your practice today. Three breaths to reset. And I often like to take a cleansing breath here, so inhaling together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Just see if things work up in that first sun salutation. Siri Namaskar A. What a way to start our day. Let's do that 2 more times. Bending your knees, walking to the top of your mat. Can you inhale to lengthen? Exhale, folding in. Rise up. Automatically bowing over your soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, to plank. High or low plank. If you're in a high plank, high on your tippy toes, shoulders are over wrists, lowering all the way down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Shining forward. Your cobra may be a little bit higher now as we warm up. Downward facing dog. Always an invitation to travel through table on the way there to your down dog. Last time through, bending your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Flat back, folding in, rise up, and bow. Flat back. Chaturanga Dandasana. High or low plank. Shining your heart forward. We're warming up. This cobra can be a little bit higher now. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Can you take your right leg up behind you? Bend your knees, stack your hips. Making 3 circles with your knee one way, slower than you want to, and then 3 the other. Back to your 3-legged dog as you look forward, curling your knee in, and can you step or help right foot to the top of the mat. Let's take our knee down to a low crescent lunge to start today. You can pad up your cushion. If you have any troubles with your knee, padding up your yoga mat to give you a little bit more support. So taking our hands to our hips to get started. Hips are like headlights facing forward. Your toes can be tucked on that left foot or flat on the mat. Sometimes I like to just tuck my toes just to give me some stability. So bending generously into that right knee, still able to see the toes of your right foot. And you can take your hands to heart center here, or maybe you can float your hands up and your gaze may follow. Nice job, guys. Taking our hands down to the mat, taking our right foot forward like we're stepping on the gas, letting that right foot lengthen in front of us. Right knee is still bent. Can we inhale and exhale, pour your heart over your right knee. Nice job, guys. Dragging that right heel back, bending into that right knee. Your left knee comes up off the ground, pivoting on your left foot, coming up into your warrior 2. So heel to arch alignment with your warrior 2 posture. You feel that stability in your legs as they're scissoring together to keep your balance. Tail is tucked. And your hands are out to the side, like wings. not crunched up into your shoulders. Gaze is over your right middle finger here. Flipping your right palm, reach it up and back, exalt your warrior. So your left hand's long down your spine, gaze is up to your right fingers. If you want to come into a half bind here, you can take your hand behind your back on your low spine. Changing nothing in your knees. Feeling that breath in the right side of your body here. And coming back to your warrior two. Let's do that again. Flipping your palm, reach it up and back, exalting your warrior. Beautiful, guys. Coming back through warrior two, letting our hands come down as we pivot onto the toes of our left foot. Can you drag the left foot long behind you as it comes off the mat, coming into our warrior three posture? So if you feel that this is feeling stable, you want to challenge your balance a little bit. Here, you can take your hands maybe to your ankle, or maybe they come up to your heart, or maybe you want to fly. Even if it's just for a moment, one long line from head to toe. Letting your hands come back to your heart. Left foot meets right. Can we inhale to lengthen? Exhale, folding in. Beautiful, good job, guys. Inhale, rise up. Can we clasp our hands together? So our pointer fingers are clasped, or pointing up. Can we inhale to lengthen? And exhale, go over to our left side here. Right side. So we're feeling long in the left side of our body. If you want to challenge your balance again here, maybe your left toes come up, or you transition your weight into your right foot, and that left foot comes up. Changing nothing into your arms. Letting left foot come up, we're back to center, and let's just shake it all off. Nice job, guys. Inhaling. This time, changing the clasp of your fingers. I have to think about that for a minute. Inhaling to lengthen again. Making sure you're feeling stable in your feet before rotating over to reaching your left side body here now. And that nice stretch on the right side. And if you want to challenge your balance, transferring that weight over to your left foot this time and letting maybe your right toes come up, or maybe the foot's right off the ground here. Honoring your body and knowing one side may be completely different than the other. Letting right foot come down, left hands come back to center, and let's shake it all off. Nice job, guys. Inhaling, exhale, swan dive all the way down. Bringing your feet back into center. Mine seem to edge out a little bit from shoulder width. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back for your vinyasa. Three breaths in your down dog, and I'm just going to change position so you can see me on second side. Check in on everybody, doing okay. Alrighty, second side. When you're ready, taking your left leg up long behind you. Bending your knees, stacking your hip. Offering those circles. If you did circles on the first side, do them on the second. 3 one way, And then 3 the other. Before taking your left foot long behind you, looking forward, curling in, stepping or helping your left foot to the top of your mat. Taking that right knee down now, patting up your yoga mat if you have any issues with your right knee. Taking hands to hip to start. For breathing into that left knee. Once you're feeling steady there, hips are forward, hands come to your heart, or maybe they breathe up and your gaze follows. Making sure that your chin remains humble. Always just imagine like you have a grapefruit there underneath your chin or an orange, so you're not extending your neck up, which I have a tendency to do. Nice job, guys. So you know where we're going now. We're going to take our hands to the mat. We're going to stretch that left leg long in front of us, flaring our toes out. Maybe that right knee itches back a little bit if you've got more space there. Can you inhale and exhale, pour your heart over your left leg. Still a micro bend to your knee to protect your knee, not locking out your joints. Beautiful, guys. Letting left foot come down to the mat. Popping your right heel off. Pivoting on your right foot, opening up into warrior two. My favorite posture. As we settle here, is there somewhere that you can soften? Maybe check, are you still breathing? Beautiful, guys. Flipping your left hand this time, reach it up and back to exalt your warrior. So once again, your right hand can come long down your thigh, or you can go into a half bind, just resting that right hand behind your back, not losing any bend to your left knee. Nice adjustments. Unwrapping your bind if you're there, and back through warrior two. Let's do that again. Back through your warrior two before pivoting on your right toes. Hands can come down to the ground to start. Dragging that right foot until it reaches up in the air like you're standing on the wall behind you. Warrior three on second side. Honoring your body. Do you want to challenge your balance here? Reaching onto your leg, your ankle. I feel like I'm off camera, just back up a bit. Or maybe your hands come to heart center. Or maybe you fly. One long line from your head to your toe, like you're standing on that wall behind you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job, guys. Letting left hands come down. Right foot meets left. And just wag your tail just for a sec. Before inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, planting your hands, step back to our final vinyasa, and we'll meet in child's pose. Nice job, guys. So take a sip of water. Settling into your child's pose here. I'm just going to stay up on my elbows. sending breath into the back of your ribs, back of your heart. Knowing you're safely held here. Taking a few minutes of rest here. Connecting with your mat. Checking in with your body. Checking in with your heart. Letting anything go that may have come up. Stop, guys. When you're ready, we're going to transition onto our backs. So when you get on your back, if you can take your feet in so they're flat on the ground. Take your feet as wide as your mat and just let your knees come in. Hands can be by your side. And slowly start windshield wipering your knees from side to side. Slow and steady. Next time your knees fall to the right, you can leave them there. Taking your right heel, hooking it over your left knee, pulling that left knee down to the mat, taking your left arm overhead. Here your hand comes to your belly and just feeling that nice stretch in the left side of your body. Your gaze can be over your right shoulder. Letting your knees come up. It's like the figure 4 when you get there. You can stay here, or you can needle and thread through the windows of your legs, taking left knee to nose. Only if this doesn't compromise your breath or scrunch your shoulders up. Feet are flexed. Letting your legs go if you're in figure 4, letting your right foot, knee cross like you're sitting in a chair in a fancy outfit. We'll be doing that again someday, guys. Letting your knees fall over to the right as they're crossed, coming into the supine twist. Hands are long out to your side, gazes over your right shoulder. Or maybe you feel comfortable, close your eyes here. Letting your knees come back up, uncross your legs, and let's reset our windshield wipers. So again, side to side. Always want to reset your spine when you've been in a twist. The Next time your knees fall to the left, you can leave them there. Hooking left heel over right knee. Stretching right arm long now. Your hand on left hand on belly, and just your gaze over your left shoulder here. Feeling one long line, that right side of your body. Letting your knees come up, just like the figure four when you get there. Hands by your side, or you reach through to thread the needle. Sending breath into any area that may be calling. Sometimes you just want to seesaw your legs too if you have any tightness in your hips. What does your body need for these last few moments of class? Letting right foot come down, cross left knee all the way over to the right as you let your legs fall open to the right, over to the right. Your gaze is over your left shoulder. Your eyes are lowered if that feels good. Letting knees come back up. Take your knees into chest and just rock yourself from side to side. Letting yourself go through any authentic movement that it requires. Maybe going back to your happy baby, or rocking that from side to side. Your legs up the wall. Any last movement that your body may be craving before we find ourselves in our final posture, our Shavasana. Stretching legs out long, maybe tucking your shoulders in here. Finding that beautiful spot where you can take the last few moments of class. Knowing that the sound of my voice will bring you back when the time is right. Enjoy. Remember that you are water. Cry, cleanse, flow. Remember that you are fire. Burn, tame, ignite. Remember that you are air. Be still, focus, decide. Remember that you are earth. Ground, build, give. If you don't have a hard stop and you want to stay in your Shavasana, invitation to do so. If you have a hard stop, slowly bringing yourself back, offering small movements to gently wake yourself back up. Maybe warm yourself back up. Wiggling out your toes and your ankles. Maybe massaging out your head, taking each ear to the mat, to the shoulder like we started our class. Be offering a long stretch and curling up like a ball before rotating over to your right side or your left. Maybe staying in fetal position there just for a breath or two before coming up to a seated position at the top of your mat. When you get there, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra, chin is humble, eyes can be closed or gaze can be lowered, whatever feels comfortable to you. Just taking this moment to thank yourself for carving out this time. For your practice, for this community. Challenging yourself maybe with a different posture or something that you haven't done for a while. Maybe exploring what your heart was asking for. It has been my honor to be back with you this morning and guide you through your practice. Know that although we're not together, just being here back in the wellness office makes me feel connected to all of you. I thank my friends in the wellness team for letting me use this space. Till we can join each other in person again, may you be blessed. May you remain well. May your heart be full. Know that the love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste. Have great days, guys. It is Global Health and Safety Day today, so remembering, as always, to be safe and take care of yourselves and those around you. And I will see you next week. I'm hoping that I get to join you again every Wednesday. I enjoy our time together. I hope you have. Take care.